As I rummaged through the dusty crates at the New England flea market on Route 128, my fingers stumbled upon an antique music box with a faded label that read, "Made in 1923." The vendor, Old Man Jenkins, noticed my interest and ambled over, his eyes gleaming with a knowing spark. He told me it was from the estate of the reclusive Haversham family, who lived in the abandoned mansion on Willow Creek Road. The music box was exquisite, with intricate carvings of forest creatures on its lid. As I wound it up, a haunting melody filled the air, and I felt a shiver run down my spine. Old Man Jenkins leaned in close, his voice barely above a whisper. "Be careful with that. It's said to play a tune that brings back memories of things you'd rather forget." And with that, he glanced around nervously, as if he feared being overheard, and I felt a chill as the music box suddenly stopped playing. The story continues. Follow for part 2. If you're just joining, go back and watch part 1 first. You need the full picture. Remember the music box that stopped playing so abruptly? I wound it again, and the melody resumed, this time with an unsettling clarity. Old Man Jenkins' expression turned grave, and he warned me, "You shouldn't have done that, Emma." I felt a surge of unease as he quickly gathered his things and began to pack up. The flea market was closing, and I was left with more questions than answers. As I followed Old Man Jenkins to his truck, I noticed a faded photograph on the dashboard depicting the Haversham family standing in front of their mansion. A girl with piercing green eyes caught my attention, and I felt an inexplicable connection to her. Old Man Jenkins noticed my gaze and said, "That's Elizabeth Haversham, the family's youngest daughter. She's been gone for decades." As he drove away, I was left standing alone, the music box still playing in my hand. This story is not over. Part 3 drops next. If you're just joining, go back and watch part 2 first. You need the full picture. The music box was still playing as I drove home on Route 128, the melody echoing through my car's speakers. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, and the GPS led me astray, taking me down the deserted Willow Creek Road. The abandoned Haversham mansion loomed before me, its windows like empty eyes staring back. I felt an overwhelming urge to enter, as if drawn by an unseen force. The front door creaked open, and I stepped inside, calling out, "Hello? Is anyone here?" The only response was the music box's haunting tune, growing louder, and I realized I was not alone. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and I heard footsteps coming from the basement. The story continues. Follow for part 4. Before I continue, if you have not seen part 3, go watch it now. Trust me. Remember the footsteps I heard coming from the basement? I hesitated, my heart racing, as I made my way down the creaky stairs. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and cobwebs clung to my face. At the bottom, I found a room filled with antique dolls, their glassy eyes seeming to stare at me. In the center, a single doll sat on a chair, its face eerily similar to Elizabeth Haversham's. The music box had stopped, and an oppressive silence fell. I felt Elizabeth's presence around me, and the doll's eyes seemed to follow me. As I turned to leave, I heard my own voice whisper, "I've been here before." The darkness closed in, and everything went black, except for the faint sound of the music box playing in the distance. The case remains open, but now you know the truth. Follow for a new story tomorrow.